Yesterday we received the May update for the Surface Duo, and a lot of you probably watched me ranting about the lack of effectiveness of that update on my Surface Duo's black screen bug. I also said in that video that once the changelog had dropped, once that had been released by Microsoft, that of course I will be back to make another video and to talk through that changelog. I expected that to be in a couple of days, 2 or 3 days, because it has tended to be their modus operandi. But shockingly, we already have the changelog. They posted it on the same day as the update, which is kind of wild coming from them. So let's take a look at that changelog now and talk over what is in it, because it's actually fairly interesting. So the first thing, it addresses the scenarios outlined by the Android security bulletin. So that is just a security patch, pretty standard stuff. Next, it says it improves device stability and UI stability. It says something like this every time. It's kind of vague and I don't really know what that means, but there it is. Here's where things get interesting. Improves scenario when one screen would turn black while using Surface Duo in book mode. Fixes scenario when a double tap to switch screens message was appearing when in book mode. Fixes the scenario when using the talk back with 3-button navigation where the list of recent apps was showing on the left screen when invoked on the right screen. Okay, I never saw that, but the two ones a minute ago are interesting because, yeah, they're acknowledging that they caused, well, they're not acknowledging that they caused this bug, but they definitely introduced this bug in the update before this one. And now they're acknowledging that, hey, we're trying to fix it. Clearly for me, it has not been fixed, not by a long shot. I'm still getting the black screen bug. I'm still getting the double tap to switch screens bug in book mode with the exact same regularity that I was getting before the update. In fact, for those of you that may have been saying, oh, well, you know, it's because you're moving the thing back and forth like that. Well, okay, first off, you're already wrong because it didn't do this before. In the past, if I went back too far with my Duo, it would potentially pop up and try to shut off one screen or the other. But the moment I brought it back, it would come back. So no, it shouldn't be doing that. But you're also wrong for another reason. Because it can be sitting still. This thing was sitting still in my dock. I literally just reach over here next to me and turn my screen on and let it sit for a few minutes. And within that first few minutes, it does this. It's not even moving, okay? And trust me, this did not happen before the update before last, because I would often leave my Duo in this dock with the screen on, and I would come and go and interact with a mouse and keyboard in front of it. I treated it like kind of like a little computer almost. This was not happening. It's happening quite a bit now, and it's happening just as much after the update. So essentially, that's all this update really is. Improves device stability and supposedly fixes this bug, which for me, it does not fix. In that video from yesterday, I asked you guys, are you having this problem? You know, tell me what's going on with your Duo. So I got a lot of comments already. So I'm just going to go over some of them with you because I think that they are relevant to the conversation. I think it'll give me an avenue to answer some direct questions here. So let's jump over to these comments. Cornell Wells. Still having the same issues at this point. I'm waiting for Duo 2 to hope this will be fixed. Okay, not a great sign, but I agree with you at this point. Here's Eugene. I've never had that issue with my Duo. Fair enough. I don't think this is a 100% everyone issue. Clearly, it's not. Kahuna, totally love these rants when they're genuine. Sorry to see the frustration, but I totally agree with you. Yeah, it was a very genuine rant. I will give you that. Tom, clear all app cache. Works great. Camera switch spot on. Okay. So on that front, clearing all the cache, factory resetting, that Duo has been factory reset 3 total times since this bug popped up. This started with the April update. It was not happening before that. Okay, this was a bug they introduced. They broke something. And my Duo has been fully factory reset 3 times in the interim. And it has had no effect at all. It would actually start doing it before I had even reinstalled any of the apps that I use. Just the stock apps it comes with. So it's not app related. It's not cache related, okay? This is a bug in the software that is behaving badly with my particular hardware and the particular hardware of many other people. Steven, love the rant because we have all been there with this product. Felt the same for the first 30 days owning it. Finally had enough and returned it to Best Buy. I had it day one, so disappointed. Here's Marquez, one of those two. Sorry if I'm getting that wrong. Mine has been parked since the April update broke it. Not encouraging to see the May one didn't address this issue. Might cut the losses and move on. So they think that they addressed this issue. The problem is just that it hasn't for me. Jason, using Launcher 10, haven't had this issue since the update. I did have the issue from the April update and the issue swiping home. So in my experience, the launcher has not mattered. I ran Launcher 10 for a while. It has made no real difference. Mohammed says it worked on my Duo after the May update. I bent the screens backwards and then the double tap screen came on. When I bent it before, the tap went away. I tried this many, many times. I mean, theoretically, what they did might have fixed this for some people. I hope that it did. So, hopefully it did fix your problem. It just didn't for me. John says, feel your pain. Thanks for the follow-up. Of course, thanks for subscribing, John. Appreciate you. Gene says, I'm having the same problem. I'm on my third Duo. These are horrible situations for people. Wolfgang says, my service Duo functions without any problems after the May update. Perhaps it's only your Duo. It's not only my Duo. Okay, read the other comments. Go on Reddit. Go on Twitter. It's not only me. It's not even close to being only me. Elazar says, it's happening to me now when I'm reading. Very frustrating. Thanks for sharing. I thought it was only my Duo. It's not. Sorry to hear that. Clint says, no, it's not only you. My Duo does the same random shut-off as well, which only started happening recently. Lisa says, I've had the black screen happening since last update, just downloading a new update now. I'd love to know if she is still experiencing this issue past the May update. Salvador also posits that perhaps it's just my unit. I mean, clearly there's another variable besides just the software. There is a hardware variable here, but it's not a variable that is only in one person's Duo. So, Livio says, I'm not getting noticeable occurrence of issues you've suffered, and I agree with the members to clear your cache and temporary files after the update. It doesn't help, okay? Like, I've done it repeatedly. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't help. I have to account for the fact that you dropped your Duo a while ago. I dropped my Duo a while ago. That is true, but it was months before this issue started, so that is not correlative in the least. If I drop my Duo and then 2 months later they release an update and then something bad starts happening, one of these two things correlates with the issue, one of them doesn't, and it's not me dropping my Duo. It correlates with the software update, not with any kind of hardware issue. And if you want to say that, like I said earlier, that there seems to be some sort of variable in the hardware realm, and that drop is that, then you would have to then establish that everyone else in these comments on Twitter, on Reddit, having the same problem as me, which there were a ton, down to people like, even Daniel Rubino, I believe, tweeted about this. It's a widespread issue that all of us dropped our Duo and all of us had the same exact problem, in which case that would still be a hardware flaw in the Surface Duo for it to be this widespread. And then also consider the integrity of the apps you've installed that may be bad resource hogs. Again, it's been factory reset, so no. It was factory reset with the stock apps on it. The apps have nothing to do with this. Nothing to do with this. And as for whether or not I should have replaced it when I dropped it, well, they wanted to charge me $650 to replace it. So I wasn't going to replace it, and I'm not going to replace it because I could buy a new one for that price at this point. So no. I'm not paying $650 to replace a cracked back panel that you can't see because there was a skin on it, and it was causing zero issues at all. And I will contend that it is still causing zero issues because this is not the fault of my back glass being cracked. That's not what's causing this. Trey says, does this duplicate on other launchers? Yes, it does. This is not a launcher issue. Brett Skinner says, same issue. Same issues from Bob. Okay. Just updated, you're not alone. Look, I could keep going. There's a lot of comments. There's even more on Twitter. I could keep going here. The general point of my thesis here is that I'm not alone. This isn't just me. This isn't my Duo, okay? For the people that want to try and put the blame on my problem on my Duo or on something that I've done or on the apps I've installed, you're wrong. You're just wrong. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude here, but it comes across like you're trying to defend the device, like you're trying to find a reason why this isn't really the problem that it is. I am not into this weird apologetics for Microsoft, for Google, for Apple, for anybody. If they do something good, praise them for it. If they do something bad, call them out for it and hold them accountable. When people sit here trying to make up excuses for why it didn't happen to me, so therefore it must be your problem, it's not my problem. I don't get that perspective. Be realistic about this, even if it's not happening to you. And look, I'm happy for the people that it's not happening to. Look, if your duo is, I get this all the time, my duo is perfect. I have had no issues at all with my Surface Duo. Let's stop pretending that the Duo doesn't have an absolute metric ton of issues. And let's stop pretending that we can blame these issues on user error, because that's not what it is. All right, so there's rant part 2 on the May update. Stay tuned for more coverage like this as new stuff happens. Look, I don't know how this is going to get fixed or what's going to happen. Maybe they'll, address this again. I don't know. As stuff happens, I will be sure to bring it to you. Thanks for watching all the way to the end of the video, because that does help me out a ton. Stay tuned for more content just like this, as I said, and until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.